MMA and pro wrestling fans, otherwise known as combat sport fans. Welcome to the latest edition of Strong Style. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. If you are keeping score at home, this is actually Strong Style number 3. If you include the other two special edition ones I have done previously, and actually there will be one following this one, as Jay Alpha Miller will be joining me just on the other side of this taping. Of course, we had the Devil Ryan Marks on yesterday, and we had his opponent in that casket match. At 12 gauge this Saturday that we will get more into as well. We had his opponent, the Memphis-made monster Walker 13, on Tuesday. We loaded it up this week. Of all weeks to load it up too. Boy, we had less time than usual, and we're gonna get them all in. Promise you, we're gonna get them all in. So tonight we are going to start off with some UFC. After that, we're going to get into some NXT, NWA Powerrr. We'll talk a little bit more about them as well. And then we're going to finish up with a Bound for Glory, TNA Bound for Glory recap, and a AEW Wrestle Dream preview, because that is this Saturday as well. Of course, if you want to follow the show, Impact_Media_ on YouTube. We'll find our channel. You can also find us on all the social medias. Look for Impact Media, Jeremy York, the Impact, all kinds of other things you can search and find us. I promise you definitely can. What am I missing? Oh, the Impact 99 will find me on any of the social media. So if you find me, I guarantee you'll find the shows. So, UFC Fight Night, Oliveira versus Gamrot. Did it not live up to the hype? And did I not tell you guys that as good as Mateus Gamrot is, Charlie Olives is going to win this one? And he did get the rear naked choke submission. Or right at the end of the second. It was, what was the official time? Looking 2:48. 2:48, so 12 seconds to go before round number 3 would have started, and Mateus Gamrot just couldn't answer it. Great win for Charles Oliveira in that one. Told you guys to take Davison Figueiredo as well. He won the split decision over Montel Jackson. That was a good split. Decisions are always crazy. Anytime you go to judges, it really, you have no idea what criteria they're looking for. But in this one, I think they got the right one back. Joel Alvarez with the unanimous decision win over Vicente Luque. Pretty solid fight as well. Mario Pinto got the KO with his punch over Jonata Denise. And Khan Offley got the rear naked choke over Ricardo Ramos. Pretty solid fight night. To follow such a big show that came the week before it was pretty solid. Now, of course, we got another fight night coming up this weekend. That one's going to be on Saturday as well, where the prelims will be at 4 p.m. on ESPN Plus. This is in Vancouver, Canada, by the way, up there at the Rogers Arena, home of the Canucks. And ESPN Plus is also going to carry the main card at 7. We are going to get Renier de Ritter at a minus 225 versus Brendan Allen at a plus 185. Pretty close to even there. I think de Ritter is carrying a little bit more momentum and a little bit bigger wins to this point, so that's why I think he's a little bit of a favorite, a little bit bigger name, although Brendan Allen is no slouch at all. I think de Ritter is going to get this one. It probably goes the distance, and I'll take de Ritter to win that one. Kevin Holland at minus 105 versus Mike Malott at minus 115. Man, that's hard. I think we're going to see a lot of Canadians on this one as well, by the way. Kevin Holland is always that guy. Every time you try to count him out, he makes you look foolish. And Mike Malott's just a tough fighter. His brother plays in the NHL. I learned that the other day. Didn't know that. I think he plays for the Penguins, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Give me Mike Malott. The deciding factor is brother plays hockey because I think this is another just straight up two good fighters matched up. Marlon Chito Vera at a plus 110 versus Ayman Zahibi at a minus 130. Everybody thinks Amon or Amon, should kind of get the advantage on this one, but I'll take Chito Vera. I'll take Chito Vera at plus 110. Manon Thoreau is fighting Jasmine Jasudavicius. Man, I want to say Jasmine's going to win in her home country, and I think that'd be great. But I just feel like Manon Thoreau is going even at the favorite at minus 235. I just have a feeling that Manon is going to take this one. And then Cody Gibson versus is it Aurier Lang? Cody Gibson's a good fighter. He is the favorite at minus 180, plus 150 for Aurier Lang. That's who I'll take. I'll definitely take that one. Charles Jourdain, David Grant is also on this. Drew Dober and Kyle Prepelic. And Melissa Croden and Tainara Lisboa is actually going to open it up. So kind of look forward to that. Let's talk to NWA Power. Some of this will lead up to the show tomorrow night in Atlanta. Yep, the NWA is in town. You will, if you go, you will see me. I don't know if we'll make it on TV, but me and friend of the show Albert will be in attendance for this one. But yeah, we'll be at this one. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll talk about the other show that I'll be at on Saturday, the 12 gauge one that I just said. We'll talk about that one in a minute. But yeah, NWA Power or NWA Saman 3 is going to be there. Cardona, Shotzi, Thrillbilly, just forgot his name. There it is. Tom Latimer, the champ, is going to be in town. This guy Alexander Lev, from what he told me, it's going to be a 6-man casket match. I haven't seen that quite announced yet, and maybe I just missed it because I do know on this week's show we got to see Mike Mondo and Slade with Aaron Stevens defeat the loss of Alex Misery and Alexander Lev with Father James Mitchell there. I think him and Aaron Stevens have just got this path that they have just got to cross as many times as possible. And in this case, it's going to lead to some stuff, especially some here in Atlanta. And can't wait to enjoy that show. There's a lot of people involved with the NWA. This show that I know from various things, and I look forward to seeing them all. And I know me and Albert are going to have a good time. Also this week we got to see Kerry Morton. He's Ricky Morton's son. Kerry Morton defeated Dylan McQueen. The handcuff heat match, Trevor Murdoch with Mike Knox defeated Eric Small. I want to see where they're going with this. I know they're going somewhere. It's going to be fun. But I can't figure out why your tag team champions are beating up on Eric Small. I want to see the bigger show. I want to see. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't see it yet. There's something there, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be magical because it's the NWA. We also saw Damian Fenrir defeat Nick Swift, and the NWA World Heavyweight Title match. Tom Latimer defeated Nihon in about 8 minutes, but really good match. Tom got tested in that one. Tom really got tested. Neon brings something to the table that not many do. But all right, I definitely feel like you got your money's worth out of that figure show, out of NWA Power. So let's talk some TNA Bound for Glory. We got to see the Inspiration versus the Elegance brand for the tag team championship. Of course, the Inspiration beat them to retain their title. That was to go back. It was an okay match. Four people that can work pretty well, but to be the opener wasn't as strong as I really thought it would be. Now we did get to see TNA legends, the Beautiful People, and Mickey James got to be put in the Hall of Fame. They were this year's. That's Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, along with Mickey James, who all definitely, for all the things they did for TNA over the years, definitely deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Um, have I met them all? No, I've met two out of three. I can't recall if I met the third one, but if I remember, they were just fantastic. Sometimes they have all gotten a reputation that they can be a little standoffish or a little snooty. Every time I've seen them at these meet and greets and things like that, they could not be any better. So they definitely deserve it. We got to see the international championship match: Steve Macklin versus Frankie Kazarian. Um, not Cass's best work. Not Cass's best work, and I don't think it's because he's older or anything like that. But Macklin Macklin was really putting his best effort forward. I think he should be world champion very, very soon in TNA. But I kind of like that they broke out the tribute, kind of like AJ Styles did with John Cena, with all the different things they did. I like how they did all that because they did um, the Pele kick from AJ and the Angel's wings that he got a 2 count on. That of course is Daniels. Um, Kazarian really was in charge most of the match, and then Macklin kind of fought from behind and was able to pull out the victory. Coolest thing to me was when all the Marines come down the side of Macklin, and apparently those are all people he has served. He served 2 tours of duty in. Macklin's in the military, guys. I don't know if you picked up on that. He very much is, and everything he does is somehow linked and related to that. I thought that was just spectacular. they they just kept it really simple, and I enjoyed that they did that. But I really would have liked to see a little more out of them. But I think being the second match, they just wanted to roll with it and really pay homage to those Marines. I thought they did a great job of that. Gia Miller versus Tessa Blanchard. Gia Miller's first match. Uh, I thought she did okay. I thought she did fine. Um, Jody Threat did come down, and so did Victoria Crawford. Um, Crawford did get thrown out at some point. Um, but of course, in the end, Tessa Blanchard wins that. Tessa Blanchard wins that for sure. And but I thought Gia looked good in her showing. I thought it was respectable. Once again, it was pretty straight up. There wasn't a lot of frills, but there was a really good following for Gia, and there was a really good. It was just overall just a really good spot and a really good showing for both ladies, and maybe something they can build on. I don't know if that means Gia's going to wrestle more often. If they need a ring announcer, I'll happily fly to Orlando for a couple days and for all the taping. And like I said, I just don't know. I don't know where it's going at the current moment. If it was a one-off, I thought it was a good one-off. If it's something you could build on, then you build on it. But this wasn't Miller's official first match. She's wrestled before across the independents, guys. I don't know if you guys knew that, but her first official TNA match, I thought she did fine. We got to see the Call Your Gauntlet match. Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. Okay, here's the order of the way people came in because it gets a little wacky. Lei Ying Lee, Mara Jade, Ryan Nemeth, Nick Nemeth, Cedric Alexander, Rich Swan, AJ Francis, Travis St. Williams, BDE, the Rascals, which were Zach Wentz, Trey Miguel, and Myron Reed, Danny Luna, Eric Young, Jake Something, Rosemary, Hometown Man, Zach Clayton, Frankie Kazarian, Santina Marilla. Yep, Santina was in it. Matt Cardona and Matt Warner. It's just an over the top battle royal. I'm okay with that being intergender. It's the straight up men versus women. I'm not the world's biggest fan of it. And I know some people do it and they do it beautifully. There'll be one at 12 gauge that I'm actually looking forward to. But other than that, this one all right. There was some good moments. People playing up when they needed to. Um, it came down to Kazarian and Nick Nemeth, and for the third time in a handful of months, I watched the show that had a double pin. So they both win. So do they have to tag now, or do they? I mean, just I don't know. I don't know. It was beyond confusing. But they won, so once again, Cavs has a call your shot. TNA Knockouts Championship: Indy Hartwell versus Kalani Jordan. For the TNA audience who has not gotten used to Kalani Jordan, hopefully you guys enjoy her work as much as NXT and WWE people have because she's good and she's just getting better. And Hartwell is really good as well. At some point, she's going to get a time at the title. It wasn't now, and it wouldn't have made sense if Kalani lost her first one. So Kalani Jordan ends up winning the and retaining her belt. Because these two know each other from NXT. And remember, Indy was there for a while before she got called up with the Garganos and Austin Theory. We got the Hardcore War, Order 4 versus the System. This is the TNA's version of War Games. No steel cages, but it was Mustafa Ali, Jason Hotch, John Schuyler, Special Agent Zero, and Tasha Steele versus Eddie Edwards, Moose, Brian Myers, JDC, and Alicia Edwards. Hardcore War. So, War Games or Blood and Guts, no cage. You just run out from the back. Good spots on that as well. Ultimately, it was Edwards who delivered a Boston knee party with a barbed wire wrapped around his leg into Mustafa, I believe, and the 1, 2, 3. Special Agent Zero was the one who made a big impression during this match, in my opinion. And to have Eddie win the match, I thought was great because he is the ultimate team player, and I like that he got that win. We got the TNA X Division Championship match: Javon Evans versus Leon Slater. We finally got to see these two match up. Here locally, that was like when Justin McKenzie and OXP matched up finally. It's two very similar young men who finally get to go head to head, and it did not disappoint. If there was a high spot that could have been called, I bet you they did it. And it was all over the place. It did really great things. And a lot of people don't like that in the end it was Dark State who showed up and beat them all up right there at the end to give a no contest. Well, it's because you can't have a winner. You can't have a winner because neither one of them need to take the loss because they're both really, really good. And plus, Dark stayed in on it there. He had a couple more to Javon and Slater, and they take on Dark State. That's what you're gonna see. But it ended up being called a no contest. But I like Dark State. They're starting to do some really, really good things. They're finally building them right. Then the big match. The newly crowned NXT Tag Team Champions and already TNA World Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys, took on Team 3D or the Dudley Boys, however you want to say it, one last time in a tables match. In a tables match. They didn't disappoint. They did not disappoint at all. So many great things. And like I said, I'm not digging deep into these because I want you to go watch this. And this was art. Watching these four tear it up one more time. And this will be the last. There will be no Edge and Christian reunion with them. There will be no, they're going to do it again. No. To have Spike Dudley come out and give him the glasses, it's over the moon. Before the match, when they listed all their accolades, that was almost an hour of the pay-per-view right there. Two of the most decorated and best ever. And in the end, I really like this. This almost should have been, had the world title not been on the line, this should have been the main event. But in the end, the Hardy Boys win. And Team 3D did the honorable thing. They did the wrestling thing, the amateur wrestling, the pro wrestling, the Olympic wrestling. They took off their boots, and instead of leaving them in the ring, they handed them to the Hardy Boys and said, "We're done. We're done. That's it." I knew Devon was for sure. I didn't know if Bully was, and that's not saying he might not do a single thing. I think he's done. I think they're both done, and they're serious. Call them for appearances. Don't call them for matches. I know some local tag teams that's how they almost got burnt out. They got tired of people giving them awards and induct them in things, and that's great. But when they showed up, they'd want them in matches. Hey, can you rough up this team we have here? Hey, can you kind of help give them a nod? At some point, you have to call it a career. But there's just, I could go on for an hour talking about what the Hardy Boys and Team 3D or the Dudley Boys mean to wrestling. But I said, just go watch that match. It was just art. Just art to see it. And then we get to the TNA World Championship match. Mike Santana versus Trick Williams. Now, I'm not a big Trick Williams fan. I appreciate him. But like I told Daniel on our WWE show a week or so ago, the thing with Trick is it seems I see who he is confiding in or who his mentor might be currently, but he's turning into a carbon copy of him instead of putting his own spin on things. And I want to leave it at that because I think Trick really can be a next level player. But I don't know. It's like he gets caught up trying to hit the highlight. And this is not the slalom. This is not the downhill slalom in the Winter Olympics. You don't have to hit all the gates. You got to be you. And if you're not you 100%, the WWE Universe will chew you up and spit you out. Just how they are. But I wasn't sure if Santana is going to be the guy to get the TNA belt back from Trick Williams. Thought Macklin would be a really good candidate, but I mean they took it to each other, back and forth. This thing just went all over the place. Kazarian and Nick Nemeth both tried to play off that they may try to cash in on this match, and instead of returning Elijah, drops them, and that player is going to help shake things up as well. And in the end, with his daughter, Mike Santana is the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And hats off to Trick Williams. You actually carried the title, and I liked your title run. It was just time to put it on Mike Santana. It really, really was. Seemed like the crowd had that mentality where either Santana wins or we riot. Good thing Santana won, huh? And for as much as Trick Williams likes to downplay the crowd and talk bad about TNA, the fans really respect him because every show, at least half the arena is chanting "Whoop that trick." And I know WWE fans and wrestling fans in general will literally chant anything, but in this case, I thought it was really, really cool. We'll see where they kind of build it from here, but I thought TNA is starting to really hit on some cylinders, and I thought they did a spectacular job. But now let's get into AEW. We're going to get into AEW Wrestle Dream. It's coming up this weekend. Let's start with the pre-show. We got FTR, which is Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood with Stokely versus Jet Speed, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight. I feel like FTR wouldn't put over all those other teams. I feel like this is the team they'll put over because, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Jet Speed fan. I think they're okay. Just I thought they were better. Thought they were better at. I thought they were better at singles, but I guess you start pairing them up just so you can use them more. As much as it pains me, FTR is going to win this. Eddie Kingston and Hook are going to take on a mystery tag team. My guess is Brian Keith and Big Bill. And I think Kingston and Hook will still win, but that's an interesting matchup. Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale are going to take on Divine Vanity, which is Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Big fans of all four ladies involved. No way you can get off the Bayne train right now. I think she could win this and maybe one more win away from challenging for the title. She might win it. She might be the one to take it off of Statlander. Getting choked up about it. Roderick Strong and the Conglomeration, which is Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomohiro Ishii, are going to face the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta. I'll be honest. Since adding Daniel Garcia, and since Mox is not the champ, I enjoy the Death Riders a lot. And I appreciate Moxley every day, more and more every day. The more I learn about him, the more you watch his craft and the way he is. He's just that good. Who wins this? Who needs to win? The Death Riders. So I'll say Death Riders. That moves us to the actual show. The actual show. Darby Allin and John Moxley in an I Quit match. I don't know if either of them are ever going to say I quit. Who's probably going to win? John Moxley. I don't know how you get Darby Allin to say I quit. You might have to threaten somebody he knows or something. I don't know. I'll throw that out there. Moxley's going to get Darby Allin to quit because he's going to maybe it's Steve Borden, who is the son of Sting. Maybe it's even Darby's fiance. It's somebody. I think he's going to threaten harm to them, and Darby will give up. I think that's what will happen. Or he'll just incapacitate Darby. And if Darby can't answer a bell, then he technically quit. But be a weird gray area. But I really like Darby as well, but John Moxley for sure. Hangman Adam Page defends his heavyweight title against Samoa Joe. This should be just an old-fashioned Donnybrook without the weird barrels and weapons. These two are going to beat the dog nuts off each other. Hangman's going to retain, but Samoa Joe is always that threat. He can just show up out of nowhere. Doesn't really need to earn his shot because he's earned it before. This one could be really good. I'll take Hangman to retain. Chris Statlander defends her women's title against Timeless Toni Storm. This is hard. This is a hard one. Somehow somebody's going to get involved, and Statlander's going to retain. Maybe whoever's going to take on Tony next. Maybe Megan Bain. But Chris Statlander, he's going to retain. Here comes the wrench. The wrench I'm throwing in the show. Jurassic Express, Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, in a tag team match where the winners receive a $500,000 cash prize. I think ever since his return, they have been sowing the seeds. Jack Perry is going to turn on Luchasaurus and help the Young Bucks win this match. And he's going to partner up with them, and they're going to back to a trio. Maybe they add another member later. I say it right now. Jack Perry is going to turn on Luchasaurus. The Young Bucks are going to win. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the TNT title. Kyle Fletcher's still just that guy in waiting. He's so close to being a big time contender. I mean, he has spectacular matches, and he's borderline main eventer now. He could really be one in the near future, somebody to build on. But I think it'd be fun for Mark Briscoe to win the TNT title. So give me Mark Briscoe. Brodito, which is Bandito and Brody King, are going to defend their tag titles against the Don Callis families, Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. Boy, you got to know those names good to not miss them. Maybe Okada and Takeshita win this, but it seems like they more want to go one-on-one and square off themselves. So I'm going to say Brodito retain. Tekla and Jamie Hayter are going to square off for the women's match. Tekla's really good, but Hayter's better. I will take Jamie Hayter. And the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP will take on The Demand. I like that name. The Demand, which is Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona. Give me The Demand because they now have a name. They're going against the Hurt Syndicate, who everybody thinks should win this. Give me The Demand for that one. Real quickly, to recap, tomorrow night, NWA is at Center Stage in Atlanta. Excuse me. 12 Gauge Professional Wrestling is in Rome on Saturday night. If you go up to that show, you will get to see the Devil Ryan Marks versus the call him just Monster, but the Memphis-made Monster Walker 13 in a casket match for the heavyweight title. You will get to see Skrilla the Great versus J. Alpha Miller, who will be on this show in just a couple minutes. We're going to record that show in a couple minutes. Nauticism's on that. Chris Crunk. Just tons of people on that show. Tons of people on that show. Impact Media and J-Rod's Diesel Repair are co-sponsoring the Skrilla versus Alpha match, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Eden versus Yonko Bailey. Eden Monroe versus Yonko Bailey might be the sleeper match of the night as far as it's going to wake you up, and I think it's going to be just fantastic. Can't wait to see it. We're going to be all dressed up. Hopefully, we'll take some pictures, but hopefully we see you guys there. And if we don't, we will see you guys next week. But until then, Deuces, gooses. Go watch wrestling. Go watch fighting.